Another thing we hear a lot about is litigation. And the fact that so many companies feel they're just one runaway verdict from having their net worth wiped out. We want to see the litigation system brought under better balance. Another thing we hear a lot is that if I travel the country, and I try and get out and travel to take these, to listen to people, take soundings, is tax code's too complex. It's mind-bogglingly difficult to deal with. Finance man, you probably have the responsibility to worry about that. And it ought to be simplified. It ought to be made clearer, simple. The President's asked the Treasury Department to look into that and develop a set of recommendations that they're pointing towards reform, to simplify it, make it fairer, make it more growth-oriented. We'd like to see the tax cuts made permanent as part of that, because uncertainty is always the enemy of business. And because you can't plan very well in an uncertain environment. Making the tax cuts permanent would add certainty, remove uncertainty, make the world a better place to plan, and when business people can plan better, good things happen. So we'd like to see those tax cuts made permanent, the expensing opportunities made permanent, the expanded expensing opportunities made permanent. We'd like to see the death tax terminated, the estate tax terminated, as the President's proposed. We need an energy policy. I'm not sure yours is directly affected as a lot of businesses, but rising energy prices are a negative. And we've made ourselves too dependent on uncertain parts of the world. We're abundant natural resources here, and we can find good technologies, among other things, draw those resources out and use them, and make ourselves less dependent. And that would ease some of this uncertainty about energy outlooks and help to hold energy prices down. So there are a lot of things, I just mentioned 4 or 5, a lot of things that we're trying to work on to make the American economy stronger, make it better capable of continuing to do what it does so darn well, which is continuously change in accordance with the new technologies, new marketing practices, new methods of organization. There's no economy in the world as dynamic and resilient as ours. We've got to make sure we keep our economy that way. And one thing that makes an economy less resilient are these things I talked about. So removing those barriers to better performance seems to us to be awfully important. And the bottom line is prosperity, jobs and prosperity, and a higher standard of living. Now, we've had history in this country, decade after decade, generation after generation, of always creating more prosperity. But we get prosperity because businesses invest and hire and expand. That's where prosperity comes from. It isn't something the government does. The government doesn't ordain prosperity. It can create an environment in which businesses can do better. Sometimes it can get out of the way and help prosperity. But we recognize that prosperity comes from businesses. And behind every employee you have out there is a lot of capital you've invested. And capital is not the enemy of the employee, it's the ally of the employee. It's the partner of the employee. And about $100,000 per employee is the typical American business, 120 or something like that. And when businesses are expanding and putting capital into the plant, they're raising the productivity of employees, which means higher wages. It means the business stays viable. It means the business stays competitive. And I don't know of any business that if they were doing things today the way they did them 5 years ago, would be very successful. And that's not going to change. We all know that. That's not going to change. So keeping this system of ours open, flexible, adaptive, and responsive seems to me to be the surest path to continued prosperity for our citizens. So I thank you again for the chance to be here and look forward to getting your reactions to those comments.
Well, you know, we have an interest in the coming years for more R&D activity. And the R&D tax credit future is, what do you know about that?
Well, you know, we've supported the mega department in the president's proposal that he sent to the Congress. I understand that in this recent tax legislation, the R&D credits were extended, I think, through, Jeff, was it 05? 05, to the end of 05, which will give us some time to go back and work with the Congress to further extend it. But the administration's clearly on record saying we support those credits. Tell me about your view on it. How do they work vis-a-vis your business?
Well, as we talked about some product development opportunities, we see that from time to time. And to the extent that we can take advantage of that, obviously, it's more economic for us to go out and develop new technologies, which hopefully would lead to jobs down the line. It is a bit of a risk. It's a risk for a small business. We spend some money in R&D, and one of the three things we do turns into dollars, but we did pretty well.
Right. You know, I think we've got full support of the administration to extend the R&D credits, and we're pleased that as part of this FISC ETI bill that they were extended.
It's part of the bill which has not yet been signed, but has been passed.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's part of the extenders bill. The extenders bill are the bills that simply extend the middle class tax cuts and so on that were set to expire. And that's already been signed. That's law. That was signed in Iowa, what, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So I'm behind the times.
You got it. You got it.
Along similar lines and future corporate tax relief as it might apply to manufacturers and businesses.
Yeah. Now this FISC ETI bill, Foreign Sales Corporation Act legislation that just passed the Congress recently, the Congress recently, lowers the effective corporate tax rate, and that's part of this effort to get us into compliance with the WTO requirements, but to do so in a way that doesn't prejudice American businesses. So American business and job creators are going to have a tax cut as a result of the FISC ETI legislation.
And that lasts
That's permanent. That's not, doesn't have, that wasn't, see, that wasn't done as part of the budget reconciliation, which is what puts these time limits on it. That's
the reduction is phased in, but it's
over a 10-year period.
Right, but ultimately take it from 35% down to 32%.
Is that just for manufacturers?
No, it's not. It's for manufacturers and other, and this will take some time to really do the full interpretation, but and other businesses.